let's get our trusty ghetto mitten, the tea towel, pull it out, show you what you want. You want that nice color, that brown color, without going too far brown, because you're still gonna cook it, and you don't want too much of something that you don't want. You don't want it tasting bitter. You don't want that slight, bent, bitter taste. Okay, let's get into what we want. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but as you can clearly see, from my point of view, it's quite brown, but depends what yeah, anyway, let's get it in. Get it back in the oven while I do the rest of the cooking. The next things we need are onions, chopped, diced. That's what's happening in there. We're going to fry them until they're translucent, soften up, and then chuck in the garlic, which is over here. Cool. As you can see, they're turning lighter and lighter. That's what we mean by translucent. Well, some people wouldn't know, so I thought I'd make it as educational as possible. Start from there. Remember, this is all about cheap living, healthy, affordable food. Don't have to spend a lot of money to eat well. So once again, we got diced onions. We're going to fry them up until they're nice and softened. As you can see, this is the point where we add the garlic. Yeah, that's a lot of garlic, but if you cook it slowly and you don't burn it, it should just come out fine. So stir it out, cook that garlic out before we add anything else. So while that's happening, over here I got some of that pan roasted chicken, we would call it. Chicken legs roasted. So now I'm just cooling them down so they're nice to handle, not too hot to the touch. And then I'm going to put it in there. I would encourage you to put the bones in, just cut them on the bone. Doesn't mean cut it here. I mean cut the joint off. Pry it open so it breaks up. Cut it there. You can cut it there as well. Take that bone out. So it's one piece. Try to make 3 pieces out of it. Put in there more pieces the more you're giving up, you know. Sharing is caring. So in here we're going to try and brown the onion and the garlic. Not burn it. Not too brown. Because remember that bitterness I was talking about at the start. You don't want that. Well, if you didn't hear that part or I edited it out already. You don't want that bit. You want it nice and brown. So I got it on medium high heat. So then this pot gets pretty hot quickly. So that's why I'm stirring out vigorously. Because I don't want it turning dark too quickly. I want it cooking at the same time, not burning. And at the same time, all that stuff that gets stuck at the bottom. Yeah. And for everybody else that kind of uses different herbs to the ones, I like to use Italian herbs for this, Italian herb mix for this sort of cooking. Where I'm going to be cooking things nice and slow, because they put rosemary in, lemon, thyme, marjoram, you know, those sort of nice, tasty, the longer you cook them herbs. Okay, And all this brown stuff that gets stuck at the bottom, we're gonna lift it all up. So that's gonna be part of our flavor. We want all that stuff in. Okay? That's what I mean. See how it's turning a brown, darker? That's what we want. That's what you want when we mean like by caramelized. Slightly caramelized. This is what I'll describe this as. Because even through the camera, it looks slightly brown. A bit lighter than what it is, just like the chicken, but that's what you want. A bit more color. All that investment of time you're putting in is gonna, done right, is gonna come out better on the other end. Okay? So stick with it. Don't start thinking otherwise or it's not working. Just keep the way I'm going and it should come out right. Okay. So now, as you can see, it's nice and brown, golden brown, still sizzling at the bottom. So I'm going to use some of this coconut cream to lift up some of those nice caramelized onion and garlic at the bottom. I haven't put herbs in here because I got heaps of herbs in the chicken, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to put any in. A little bit, I'm going to put some in, and we can take it from there. Yeah. So as you can see, look at the bottom. See how you can't see any of the brown stuff anymore? That's why I didn't put too much. And the first one, what I do is I lift up all that stuff. I deglaze it. There's a term for it. Every time I say that, people look at me weird. So yeah, I deglaze the pan with the coconut cream. You can use coconut milk if you don't like the strong taste of coconut cream. But, well, that steams up again, as you can see, clouding the vision. But, yeah, that's how we're going now. Now I'm going to put the rest of the coconut cream in. So that's what I meant by cut the chicken leg, the whole leg, into 3 pieces. Well, my leg is small. Got the drumstick. Got that little piece that KFC always gives you sometimes, or some other fried chicken places. So then you got the whole thigh piece there, which I cut into 2 pieces because I got kids, you know. So they're gonna eat a whole big pieces and some vegetables and some rice all in one go, and still expect them to swallow everything. So yeah. Okay, you see all that gravy or that jus at the bottom there? I want all that in the pot, in there. That's part of the secret of getting it that way. Some people already know this. Most people I've met don't know this. So you want to scrape all of that little bits there without scraping the roasting pan. But just be careful and just get as much of that as you can out. There we go. Coconut chicken done and dusted.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Wow, are you going to...
Here we go. Cannellini beans, coconut chicken finished. Bon appetit.